Percival Toot was the finest of cats. He would stroll around town in shiny blue spats. When passing a friend in the street, he would say,
"Oh, 'tis a wondrous day, hip hip hooray!"
His moustache was silken, smooth and well kept. To keep it safe, he would take it off when he slept.
I'm a teasmith, making miraculous brews. Every hour of the day I cannot afford to snooze. I brew magic, and tears, and curious things, with the finest of leaves sent by far-off kings.
Until one day a gift arrived, out of the blue.
The rarest and strangest and weirdest, I tell you true.
Long by its length and wide at one end.
Playing about its middle is a curious bend.
When put to his lips came forth a jubilant sound. So full and so round it rolled away across the ground. This WonderTrumpet, as it came to be known, was expensive indeed, worth more than Toot's home. He played it all day and he played it all night. With its super musical powers, he could run, then take flight. Zipping to and fro on his musical breeze, it would only come to an end should his tash make him sneeze. But all this fun and these games they delayed and postponed. The tea leaves went bad, and his tash went uncombed. Percival Toot was once a glamorous cat, but the WonderTrumpet saw a quick end to all that. Lillian Leaf, in her long silken red frock, let out a "Stop!" when she saw him through shock. Her wide lizard eyes and her wide lizard mouth went away with the rest of her. She ran away south. The WonderTrumpet lay dented, corroded and stained.
My lips all puckered, blistered and pained.
Miss Leaf in her wisdom called her,
"Doctor, do him!"
but when she returned, Toot hid in a bin. He felt ashamed and silly, and ever so daft.
That WonderTrumpet let him far away from his craft.
The town cried out for Toot.
"Oh, Percival, oh, we miss your mirth and your tea, oh, not so."
He wept in his bin all night and all day. He stayed there a week, and to that trumpet would pray.
No memory remains of how, why, or who I have been.
The strange device in his hand had wiped his mind clean. It consumed all his thoughts, his wishes and hopes, knotting them together like tatty old ropes.
I'll press my lips to the soft end and slowly blow through.
As the air circled around, he knew what he should do. So he climbed from his bin, WonderTrumpet in hand, and set off to a journey to a faraway land. Percival Toot was a travelling cat. His hair such a mess it looked like a hat.
Searching.
Was he for a particular land?
I tried Wigan, Bolton.
In Trumpton he joined a band. Each note he blew through the WonderTrumpet's pipe, more and more of his mind got a wipe.
I'm blank and hollow.
He wandered in tears, nothing to think of but long-forgotten fears. He roamed so far and he roamed so wide, until one day a certain signpost he spied.
Make-believe north, fantasy south.
The idea of salvation made him foam at the mouth.
Horror west, hope to the east.
A strange, happy feeling filled the pitiful beast. On the bumpety road, Toot encountered a snail.
In a fez, eyes on stalks and a long slimy tail.
Hazel-nazzle.
His name, and slowly did he talk to dear Toot of all that could be. His slow way of talking and deep crinkly voice made Toot think of his woes. There was no choice.
Together we travelled past despair and lost hope, down Boggywood River, over Tanglewood Slope.
At the gates to a city, Toot bid adieu. Steeling his nerve, he walked on through. Percival Toot was a wandering cat. His coat hung in ragged sleeves flapped like a bat. Peripheton city was vast and dense.
Glittering, grand, all walls, no fence.
Sat as it was on the edge of the world, the sound of the waterfall around the buildings curled. The WonderTrumpet knew where it should go. Toot clasped it tight.
I'll go with the flow.
Past markets and bridges and towers and halls.
Followed always by the growing, crashing sound of the falls.
At a low wooden door, the WonderTrumpet paused.
Lord Morrythorpe Jones, maker of magic trombones.
Toot read the sign once, then twice, then a thrice to be sure. Behind this door could he find his cure? He knocked. It opened. And Lord Jones bade him enter, proffered a glass filled with wine from a spiral decanter. The WonderTrumpet was prized from Toot's painful stiff fingers.
The effects are long-lasting, the bad kind that lingers.
Lord Jones informed Toot the device had been sent
To be used as a filter.
for the tea it was meant. Its powers were not good for,
People for cats,
or for.
snakes. It was just to be used for making teas, coffees, and cakes.
Toot was bathed and scrubbed and washed, brushed and rinsed. Then to go through with the radical cure, he needed to be convinced. Percival Toot was a hopeful cat, but hook him up to things bleeping, the line would be flat.
Peripheton city, on the edge of the world, has a ledge to peer over. Jump, don't push or be hurled.
Ropes led the way, zigging this way and that. The old folks watched from benches, and at them they spat. Decrepit and vile, putrid and pale, each and every one told a terrible tale.
This is the line for salvation.
Or death.
To scream or to whisper. Choose your last breath.
Toot stood in line and waited in turn. As he drew up to the edge, he clicked his heels.
Return!
Yes, return was his instinct, to regain what he lost, salvage his mind and his life. But what cost?
Lord Morrythorpe Jones.
Crossing his fingers for luck, began to admire poor Toot. What courage, what pluck! Toot gazed down the falls and out into space, not the usual kind, mind.
What a strange, empty place.
1 foot forward, then the other joined in. He cartwheeled toward water, splashed and fell in. Infinity swamped him and flung him about. Gurgling, panicked, eyes bulged like a trout. His vision went fuzzy, and his last breath surged. From his leap of faith, he had almost emerged. Percival Toot was a grateful cat as he sat up in bed.
Well, well, fancy that.
His tash was then combed and his face got a wash. He scrubbed his clothes clean and had a quick nosh. His belly full of breakfast, his body fresh and clean, returned to his work, making tea from a sunbeam.
The equipment seems rusted, the tube's knotted tight.
Despite all the mess in his workroom, the tea came out just right. It wasn't too sweet, it wasn't too bitter.
Reminds me of summer and daisies and my old babysitter.
Toot grinned a wide grin and wiggled and danced. He skipped and he hopped and he twirled and he pranced. Not one thing had been lost, his skill still shone.
My memories are back where once they had gone.
Grabbing pencil and paper, he scribbled out invites to his friends to drink tea and to dance and fly kites.
Lord Morriforth Jones, Azza Nazza, Miss Leaf.
To others, to mothers, a king and a chief. The event was marked, the days counted down. Not even once did Toot wear a frown.
The grand day arrives.
And everyone attended. They each and every one remarked upon how Toot had been mended. Percival Toot was a strong little cat. Through hell and back he had patiently sat. Indeed, fancy that! I think that's it. Hey, thank you.